podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to ZPG Ice Maidens, the only dedicated Women's National Ice Hockey League podcast.
Part of the ZPG network of UK ice hockey podcasts.
We're in partnership with the Hockey Arca, hockey clothing for hockey people, worn by the best
and hated by the rest.
Listen to the ZPG network.
Get a 10% discount on everything
at hockeyartclothing.co.uk.
Just enter the code ZP10 on checkout to get your discount.
We're also part of the Sports Social Podcast Network,
the biggest sports podcast network in Europe,
boasting over 450 podcasts
for more than 15 different sports.
Hello and welcome to our review of the Bristol tournament. Coming up, we have the results and scorers from every game that took place, along with interviews from each team involved. So, without further delay, let's get this started. The Bristol Women's Ice Hockey Friendship Tournament took place in June, with 9 teams taking part. The host club, Bristol Huskies, had 2 sides in the competition, their Division 1 side, who finished 3rd and made the playoffs last month, and a brand new team made up of development players and their under-16 side that have applied to join Division 2 for next season. Huskies' leading scorer, Katie Edginton, was injured during the final week of the regular season and so therefore missed out on both the playoff weekend in Sheffield and the Friendship Tournament in Bristol. However, she was still seen around the rink volunteering for the event, and I was able to catch up with her for a chat where she spoke about the tournament, her recovery from injury and the bright future of the Huskies club. Welcome to Ice Maidens, where today I am catching up with Bristol Huskies forward, Katie Edginton. Katie, how's it going?
Yeah, all good, thank you.
Great to see you. Obviously, you're injured at the minute, so first of all, can you give us an update on how that's going?
Yeah, recovery's going well. I'm coming out of my sort of black boot now, sort of into my physio stages, and I'm hoping to hit the ice sort of August time, ready for the new season.
Well, that's great news. Yeah. Obviously, the disappointing bit was you missed the run into the season and the playoffs.
Yeah.
So tough, really, wasn't it? Because you were looking forward to it.
Yeah. I think, obviously, I'm at a tournament this weekend, which I'd have hoped to be playing at, and obviously playoffs. But obviously injuries are part of sport, and I'm sort of grateful that although I missed sort of playoffs and things, I'm not missing a large portion of a season, so sort of happened at the best time, really.
Yeah, obviously got to the playoffs, the Huskies this season, first season back after relegation. How do you think the year went on the whole? I
think we started quite well. A tough game with Kingston to start the season, but it was quite nice just to feel like we were competing again. And then we've been hit with a lot of injuries and pregnancies, which we're obviously, so happy for the girls, but it's been tough losing a lot of our sort of top 2-line players. But I think for us, it's just been about enjoying ourselves again. Obviously last year was tough. We lost all our games, and I think we're a team, we just want to play hockey and we just want to have some fun, and it's nice to see the girls smiling again, so yeah.
Having been part of the Beacons when they got relegated, yeah. I can certainly agree with that. Looking ahead to next season, you must be looking forward to getting back on the ice.
Yeah, I think as a team, everyone's just having a bit of fun at the minute. And then when we hit the ice in August, and hopefully I'll be on there too, it'll just be about preparing ourselves again, sort of just working on a few things that we maybe lacked towards the end of last season. And yeah, again, just looking to have fun. It's our release for our team from everyone's everyday life. So I think, yeah, it's nice to win, but more importantly, we just want to have fun.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you terrorising defences up and down the country again as you add to your goals tally. Obviously, we're here today at Bristol for what's the tournament this weekend, and again, disappointing that you're not part of it, but yeah. Still involved, still helping out.
Yeah, like to still show my face, support the girls. So. Yeah.
And 2 teams here this weekend, so how's it gone so far? Yeah,
it's going well. I think for our Huskies, again, it's just about having fun, and we've got our development team here competing today, which is sort of their first competitive tournament. And yeah, they're doing really well. We've got a couple of under-16s on the team too, and it's just nice to see so many women playing hockey, especially here in Bristol. We've got quite a big sort of Huskies community, which is really nice. So.
Yeah, and this tournament comes around every year, around about the same time.
Yeah.
For those who haven't come along, what would you say to them to try and get them to come along and watch it?
Get your team here. It's a brilliant weekend. It's a good laugh. Sort of nice quick games, but we've never had a team say they've not enjoyed it. And we do have the sort of WIFT select team for girls whose team haven't entered. They can try and get onto that. There's a tombola with gifts. There's merchandise. It's just a good weekend. So I would recommend in future years, if you can get your teams in, then get involved.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree with that. I'm loving it. Great weekend. And great to
Brilliant.
see you, Katie, and best of luck
too.
for next season.
Thank you very much.
Katie Edginton there, who we are all looking forward to seeing back on the ice for the start of next season. The tournament started life in Swindon before relocating to Bristol in 2022. During that time, the host team are yet to win the competition. Last year's winners, Nottingham Vipers, made their intentions clear in the first game by beating the Huskies 1-0. Saara Kimber scoring the only goal at 15:34 from a Robin Mullen assist. Next up, the Ice Crushers played out a 1-1 draw with Caledonia. Zuzana Dobrovolna gave the Ice Crushers an early lead from a Susan Adams pass before Queen's forward Jess Bridger levelled a couple of minutes later. Streatham and Cambridge also ended in a 1-1 draw. The Kodiaks' Alicia Anderson scored at 12:16, but the Storm's Laura Cope equalised 3 minutes later. Oxford Midnight Stars clinched a 2-1 win over the tournament select side. Amy Haddon gave the Midnights a lead at 12:28 from a Lauren Summers assist. Jazz Daniels then levelled just over 30 seconds later from Eleanor Shaw, but Harriet Jones responded immediately for the Midnights, who finished off a move that involved both Lauren Summers and Amy Haddon again. Bristol's second team, who are looking to play in Division 2 South next season, started their weekend with a 9-0 loss to Nottingham. Robin Mullen, Alia Hemming and Claire Jones had given the Vipers a 3-0 lead by the midpoint of the game. Gemma Dilly then put home Rebecca Speckman's pass soon after, before Hemming and Jones netted their second of the game. Speckman then made it 7-0 before Robin Mullen scored off an Olivia Oxley pass. Saara Kimber completed the scoring with 30 seconds to go. Bristol won, clinched an impressive 5-0 win over Caledonia in their second game of the weekend. A Rachel Moore hat-trick had the Huskies in a commanding position by the 7th minute mark. Ellen Pereira-Mori get an assist on the first of her goals, with Mila Peroni collecting one on each of her next two. Peroni would then combine with Pereira-Mori to make it 4-0, before Ash Loftus supplied Becky Osmond for the fifth goal, with just over 4 minutes left to play. Kelly Stevenson gave the Ice Crushers a lead just 12 seconds in against Cambridge, before Ellie Goldstone levelled a minute later off a Catherine Leake pass. Josie Milton then gave the Kodiaks a lead at 8:41 when supplied by Rachel Holland, before Alicia Anderson completed the scoring at 3-1 with just over 2 minutes remaining. The final game of the first session saw Streatham clinch a 2-0 win over the select side. Abby Gray scored from a Sue Parsons pass just 3 seconds in, with Anya O'Kane adding a second at 7:54. One of the teams to have participated in all three editions are the Caledonia Steel Queens. They were set to enjoy their weekend after a successful debut in the WNIHL this season, culminating in promotion. I was able to talk with their Irish international forward, Laura O'Sullivan, and first coach, Richard Rambo Gray. Welcome to Ice Maiden, where today we are catching up with Caledonia Steel Queens coach, Richard Rambo Gray. So first of all, Rambo, thank you for joining me.
No problem at all. Thank you for having me.
Now, let's get the first question out of the way then. Playoffs. Has it sunk in yet? Have you recovered?
Yeah, it has actually. It's started to have a bit of time. I think the hard thing was going straight back up the road. Normally after nationals, when we were in uni, we used to stay over. So you had that kind of time to sort of all sit down as a team. But it was really has sunk in now. Just how great an achievement it is, but also the challenges ahead, which I'm sure will come up.
Yeah, you mentioned that and the achievement. But I mean, really, if you look at the season as a whole, you won every single game you played. I mean, that's quite an achievement.
Yeah, and it's, to be honest with you, if I'm being honest, it's not what we expected at the start of the season. We didn't know what to expect coming into the league. We'd played some of the teams before in friendlies, so we kind of knew some of the teams. We knew the Leeds Roses a little bit because we played them in a friendly. We knew the Beacons because we played them. But we didn't know what to expect. And the first game when we finally scored our first goal, it felt like maybe we can compete in this league. And obviously we managed to win every game.
You did. Next season, that's going to present a new challenge in Division 1. What's your thoughts on that?
I think the biggest challenge for us is going to be travel. I think you alluded to it when we were having a chat earlier about how Whitley have had that challenge, and I'm sure Solway have felt the burn of that challenge. So that's going to be the biggest thing. So our recruitment in the summer is going to be important. Whilst we have a very good squad of core players, we need to maybe build on that and ensure that we've got enough players to. I'm not one for playing two-line hockey in 60-minute games, so we want to try and make sure we can at least have 3 lines. And we've managed to ice 4 sometimes this season, so it's the biggest challenge is the travel, I think, but also some of the teams we played Bristol and we got humbled in this tournament, which I'm sure we'll come on to, but we know the quality of players and stuff like that's going to step up. We know the quality of goaltending is going to step up, but I'm really looking forward to it because it gives us a lot of interesting prospects. We now are not restricted in who we can recruit. If someone has got aspirations of GB, they're not thinking, well, I can't really play for the Steel Queens now. They can. So, it's exciting.
It certainly is. Now, you've obviously got a large roster. It's great to see so many players are part of the Steel Queens. Part of that is finding them ice time and, well, the potential to have a team in Division 2 North again next season. Yeah,
it's something that we've applied for. We've been in talks with Kelso Ice Rink in the Borders, which we obviously played a sort of bounce game with Whitley Bay earlier in the year for sort of hosting our B team and our under-16s, which we're also hoping to add as a development pathway to playing for the senior team. So it's something we hope we can do, and we hope that the teams will be happy to do it, but we do understand it's a burden on clubs as well, so obviously it's up to them. But we feel ready to bring an extra team in because we just have that depth of roster, and we've had 30 applications for next season of new players already. Wow. So
yeah, and that's great, and it's great for women's hockey in Scotland. Now the reason we're here in Bristol, it's the tournament that happens every year. Queens have been a part of it for the last 3 years now. How's it gone so far this weekend?
it's certainly not went like the seasons went anyway. We're a little. I think I'd be lying if I said we weren't a little disappointed in 3 points from a possible 10 so far. But it's good fun, and it's good because there's some of the players that maybe during the playoff weekend or even during the season didn't get as much ice time are now getting a chance to play, which is a nice thing, and we just keep the camaraderie up, the family atmosphere that the Steel Queens are kind of known for, and then I think we can have a successful weekend without coming away with silverware.
More games tomorrow as well, of course. So a chance again to maybe do something tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to playing the WIF team tomorrow because we know Maya and Emily. Obviously, Emily was a Steel Queen back in our uni days. She played with Whitley last year, but she's still been around the club, a real friend of the club. And Maya's, we know Maya quite well from the Murrayfield Juniors, so it'll be good to get a bit of banter with them going. And then, I'm not looking forward to facing Robin Mullen. I thought I would have a few months to prepare for that for Nottingham Vipers, but it is what it is, and I'm looking forward to the challenge tomorrow as well.
Well, best of luck with that, Rambo, and for next season.
Thank you.
Welcome to Ice Maiden, where today I'm catching up with Steel Queens forward Laura O'Sullivan. First of all, Laura, how's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad.
So we're in sunny Bristol, just outside the rink. What brings you down here?
We're at the British Women's Ice Hockey Friendship Tournament. Did I get there?
I think you did, yeah.
Something like that. But so it's just a tournament of teams across the UK, all women's teams coming together for a tournament at the end of the season. Bit of a fun tournament, no stress or anything. So the Steel Queens are here to, have a good time, have a nice end of the season kind of NFL.
Yeah, first session's finished. First 8 games have been played. Queen's played twice. How's that gone so far?
A little bit mixed. So our first game we were up, but then the other team scored, so it ended up as a draw. Could have gone better, but we'll take it. And the second game, it just didn't really work out for us. I don't know the final score, but it was like 5 or 6-0. We just weren't clicking. I think it's been a bit of a, I suppose, deer in the headlights a bit. It's been a few weeks since we last played, and we haven't trained since like April, so it has been a bit of maybe a shock to the system. But I think we're piecing it together. So hopefully the next few games we'll get better and kind of piece it together a bit better, so that we'll be playing a bit better together, because we have had a bit of a rough, a lot of people dropped out and it was all a bit of a mess, so it's good that we're here, and I think we can, moving forward, we will have a better chance, I think, of scoring some goals and having a bit more fun.
Sounds great. If you can't remember the scoreline, it didn't happen, so...
Exactly. I think that's right.
Now, Queens were here last year, so and the year before, I believe, so it's quite a good event now in Bristol, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really, because it's been great, like especially the other years where we weren't playing in the women's league. It was lovely to go play against other women's teams, have a bit of a challenge, and also meet some other players. Like there are a lot of, like, obviously because we're playing in the Northern Division, the only time we get to meet the Southern Division teams is at playoffs, but that's only 2 teams that we played, so it's nice to kind of see what the other teams are out there, and also different divisions. So like today we played the Div 1 team, Bristol, so it was nice to kind of get a feel. It is a step up in the level. What do we need to prepare for next year? It's nice kind of taster, if that makes sense. Like, we don't have our full squad here, so it's hard to kind of compare, but I think I definitely learned a lot from that game. It's a huge step up. We really need to be in our game going forward next season, so I think it's a really good taster session for us this tournament.
Yeah, now that leads me on to my next question. You mentioned the playoffs. Quite dramatic, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes, no, I tried. I haven't even watched it back yet because it was just so stressful at the time. That obviously it worked out for us, but on the bench it didn't always feel like that, especially that semi-final where it went to, like, I couldn't even watch the overtime. I was just too nervous, thinking this is it, like the whole season could end in this overtime, all or nothing. And it was kind of only clicking then. I suppose it didn't help that our season kind of trickled out towards the end. We lost the rink in Edinburgh, so we weren't training, and we had 2 games left after that, so it wasn't really the intensity we'd been playing with, and suddenly it was all or nothing. It was but it worked out well. We got a nice win in the end, and I think it was a really nice way to, like, obviously it was our first season in the league, it was a lot of pressure, but also it was really nice to, I suppose, show what the Steel Queens are made of, that we can really take it to the next level.
Yeah, you might want to watch it back. Laird got a little bit excited in commentary.
Yes, yeah, I need to. I've heard all the, like, I was getting it from Laird, he was telling us all about it, and I was like, oh, I think once my nerves have calmed and I realised, okay, it's fine, we're in the next level, no matter what happens, I know we win that game. So I think that'll be a nice summer plan, maybe learn a bit, see where, I don't know, as personally where I went wrong, but maybe others, see what we can improve on, kind of thing, because it will be a big challenge going up to the next division that we need to face. But
again, leads me on to my next question. It was a great first season, as you say, unbeaten, won every single game you played, and then challenge playing in Division 1, and say teams like Bristol that you'll be playing on a regular basis now. So are you looking forward to that challenge?
I think so. It would be nice to, I suppose, challenge myself, because obviously we won a lot of the games very easily. It was sometimes players were kind of feeling like we're not really, challenging ourselves. So it will be good. Now that comes with the extra challenge of a lot of travel. The travel really, like, if we look at the scores, home versus away, obviously availability changes, home versus away, but also just the long journeys. We're all dehydrated and tired by the time we get there. We're just not in the game mindset, if that makes sense. We definitely struggled with that a lot this year, so I think that'll be a new challenge next year when we have to go further. So I think we have to, I suppose, really make sure we're on our, I suppose, game mindsets, going straight into the game, and also make sure that we know who we're up against, kind of thing, that we're not going blindly, like kind of went blindly into that game, and some of it was just shock, deer in the headlights kind of situation. So I think a lot to learn, I think, but yeah, hopefully, I think we can take it.
Well, we wish you all the very best of luck with that for next season. Now, also, you play internationally for Team Ireland, so yes. Tell me a little bit about that. How's that gone for you?
So, unfortunately, Ireland, like the Republic, doesn't have an ice rink. The only ice rink is in Belfast, since that's part of the UK. It doesn't count for the IHF rules. So we play in this thing called the development tournament, so it's for teams that, I suppose, countries that don't fulfill the requirements to participate in the World Championship. So I believe that's ice rink and a league, so we don't have either, so that's where we find ourselves. So there's kind of a weird mix of countries in that. So you've got so this year we played Argentina and Colombia, so they're both strong inline hockey countries, but no ice rinks, unfortunately. And then Iran, I think they might have a rink, but they had played a few tournaments in Asia, so we knew we were going up against strong teams here between the ice hockey in Asia. I think they came second in a tournament beforehand, and we knew Argentina and Colombia were strong. Unfortunately, we came fourth out of 4 teams, but I do believe as the tournament went on, we really came together, because it's really hard when you've got such a weird mix. Like, you've got myself who's training away. I come to Belfast maybe once or twice a year situation. It was just kind of a weird mix, especially because there's no team at home to like we played Steel Queen, but I played against Steel Queens. So I have new respect for anyone who has played Steel Queens after playing 2 games against them. But that was our training game for the tournament, because that's all we can get really. Like the alternative will be playing maybe like the under 15s or 17s men's team, but even that's still. They're still in formation of that, like the junior squad. Like they have a strong enough men's squad at the moment that's kind of put together, but the women's and juniors are still kind of, just with the numbers and also ice availability, it's quite difficult because we all have to travel to Belfast, and like I was able to do that as a kid because I grew up in Cork, and that's a 4.5 hour drive, and so that happened very rarely. So I mostly did roller when I was growing up, so it's a bit of a difficulty with the ice availability. But hopefully, I haven't heard for participating next year, but it would be really good. It's really nice to play on the international stage against other teams in the same situation. But there is something for us to play when, even though we don't have a league or an ice rink, which is kind of unfair that we can't make our mark without that. But now we have an option. If that makes sense.
It does, yeah. And I mean, for like yourself and Aisling, who both play for Queens, who play in the WNIHL and play for Ireland, it's a great opportunity for you both, isn't it, to play at that level?
Yeah, no, it's really nice to have, I suppose, something else to kind of. It feels like our ice hockey, like obviously not everyone has the opportunity. We're kind of lucky in that situation that we can really like push it on an international stage too as well. We kind of two teams play different, so definitely different, quite I suppose different ways they've learned in different countries. It was quite fun to learn. Like definitely the Argentinian and Colombian teams, they're very mobile on their feet and just really good skaters. Like despite the fact they don't have a rink, they've really done a really good job of skating, and it was nice to learn things like that from them. Obviously when you're on the opposite end of the scoreboard, it doesn't look so good, but it is nice to, I suppose, different challenge, different teams. And nice to play with the people from home as well. I do enjoy it. Because obviously the people I would have known growing up, kind of thing. That I wouldn't have seen them so often, but it's nice to play together again.
Yeah, it is. And again, wish you all the best of luck with that. And here's to hoping that Ireland do get that international recognition soon.
That would be great.
Well, thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
The Queens have truly had a remarkable 2023-24 season. Session 2 started with the 2 Bristol sides meeting, with Huskies 1 clinching an emphatic 8-0 win. Becky Osman opened the scoring 2:22 in, with Sarah Jane Fletcher and Ash Loftus getting the assists. Molly Lehman set up Mila Peroni a minute later for a 2-goal advantage. Loftus then supplied an assist on Shannon Priest for number 3, before Fletcher and Peroni combined on Ellen Pereira-Murray's goal, which made it 4. Osman and Lehman linked up to allow Ash Loftus to make it 5-0 by the game's midpoint, before Fletcher put her side further ahead. Mila Peroni would go on to complete a hat-trick, with Pereira-Murray and Becky York earning assists. Cambridge and Oxford played out a close game, which saw 2 late goals settle the outcome. Alicia Anderson scored for the Kodiaks with 3:20 remaining, before Charmaine Coles equalised a couple of minutes later for the Midnights. Streatham clinched a 1-0 win over Caledonia, with Laura Cope scoring the only goal 3:40 into the game. Robin Mullen scored both goals in Nottingham's 2-0 win over the Ice Crushers. Olivia Oxley got assists on both of them. Mullen gave the Vipers a lead, 3:43 in, before making the game safe with 50 seconds remaining. Oxford claimed a 6-0 win over Bristol 2. Charmaine Coles and Lauren Summers scored 36 seconds apart to set Oxford on their way. Charley Clements and Amy Haddon earning assists before Haddon made it 3-0 soon after. Coles then added a second just after the midpoint, before Lucy Smythe, who assisted on that goal, made it 5-0. Amy Haddon completed her 3-point game by assisting on Jay Rance's goal to complete the scoring. Cambridge and Caledonia played out a goalless draw before Bristol beat Streatham 2-0. Ash Loftus scored off Becky Osman's pass 48 seconds in, before Shannon Priest added a second at 13:29. Nottingham claimed a 4-0 win over the Select side in the final game of the session. Gemma Dilley scored twice and added an assist in the first half of a game to spot the Vipers a 3-0 lead. Charlotte Sims scored in the middle of that burst, with Claire Jones earning an assist on the first goal. Sarah Kimber made it 4-0 at 11:38 off a Cameron Morgan pass. The select team, made up of players who don't have a club present at the tournament, included Whitley Bay Beacons duo Emily Luck and Maya Lowe in their lineup. Maya went on to claim the select team's MVP award, while both spoke to me over that weekend about their hockey journey so far and the challenge of playing on a team where the players often don't know one another. Welcome to Ice Meetings, where today I'm catching up with Emily Luck and Maya Lowe. So first of all, thank you both for joining me. We're here outside of Bristol Ice Rink for the tournament, the summer tournament. How's it gone so far?
I think it's gone alright. Obviously we're playing in the select team, so it's for people we're not used to playing with, but I think we're doing alright.
Yeah, the team we've slowly got better, getting to know each other, getting to know names, because that was a sort of barrier at the start, but it's going well, having fun.
Yeah, there's 9 teams here, 8 of them are all sort of regulars where they know one another. And as you say, you two obviously play together with the Beacons, but everyone else in your team, all from different teams. So what is that like? It must be quite difficult to get that chemistry going.
Yeah, it was difficult, especially like the first game. I think we actually did quite well considering that we'd never played together. There was obviously a bit of like communication issues, like not playing together before, sort of lack of passing and maybe working as a team, but I think that we've really worked on that throughout the games and got a bit better with that.
Yeah, obviously Caledonia Steel Queens are here as well, so you're familiar with a lot of the girls on that team, so it must be nice these weekends to have a catch-up and just relax a little bit, which you can't necessarily do at playoffs, can you?
It definitely is, yeah. Just get away from everyone for a bit and just have a bit of fun.
Yeah, and obviously you've both played for the Beacons this season. You've made your debuts in the Elite League, so what's that been like?
It's been good. I've really enjoyed it. A good challenge, and I've enjoyed playing with more experienced players as well. It helps me out a lot.
Yeah, I feel the same. It's been great fun. A good experience. I feel like in the first sort of few games, I found it really hard. It was a bit of a shock to the system, but throughout the season, I feel like I've become more comfortable and confident at that level.
Yeah, Emily, you've obviously played in the WNIHL before with Solway, but then had a couple of years off, played uni hockey, then come back, but Beacons playing in the Elite, that's quite a higher level, so I guess that challenge has brought the best out of you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot better sort of playing at this level. I feel like it's Solway, like I just started hockey, so it was a good level then, but then I sort of outgrew it, and I feel like the Beacons has really welcomed me and it's a good level.
That's great to hear, yeah. And Maya, obviously your story's a little bit different. You started hockey relatively late, didn't you? Just as we sort of went into lockdown, but then you've made your senior debut this year. So, I mean, again, that's been a challenge as well that you've embraced.
Yeah, it definitely has been a challenge, but I'm very grateful to them all for giving me the opportunity, and I have really enjoyed it.
Well, thank you both. We've enjoyed having you at the Beacons this season. We look forward to next season as well. So, thank you both for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Session 3, the final one of day 1, started off with a goalless draw between Oxford and Caledonia before the Ice Crushers secured a 2-0 win over Bristol 2. Ice Crushers got their first win with 2 goals arriving within a minute. Zuzana Dobrovolna scored from a Lorraine Stockham-Hunt assist before Debbie Evans finished a move that involved Solway's Amanda Murdoch and Amy Jackson. Cambridge then clinched a 2-0 win over the select team thanks to Alicia Anderson, who scored twice in the second half of the game to give the Kodiaks a win. Nottingham beat Oxford 3-0 with Sarah Kimber opening the scoring at 6:01. Robin Mullen, who got an assist on the goal, scored at 14:20 to double the advantage before Alia Hemming made it 3-0 with less than 5 minutes remaining. Bristol won and the Ice Crushers played out a goalless draw before Streatham ended the first day's play with an 8-0 win over Bristol 2. Jenna Johnson opened the scoring 50 seconds in from a Sue Parsons pass. Olive Broadbank then doubled the advantage at 2:08, with Johnson this time turning provider. Laura Cope then assisted on Broadbank's second soon after before netting herself 2 minutes after that. Abby Gray made it 5 before she assisted on Cope's second at 13:10. Broadbank then grabbed her hat-trick marker off Sue Nicholson's pass before Johnson completed the scoring from a Cope feed. The Oxford Midnight Stars were coming off the back of their best WNIHL campaign in years and were competitive throughout the weekend. They would eventually miss out on a top 4 spot and a place in the semi-finals by just a single point. But that couldn't dampen the excitement of a team that is showing great signs of growth, and I was able to talk to their forward, Charley Clements, before Day 2's action got underway. Welcome to Ice Maidens, where today I'm catching up with Oxford player Charley Clements. So first of all, Charley, thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
Nice to meet you and finally touch base with the Midnight Stars. So first of all, we're here in Bristol, so talk us through the tournament. How's it gone so far for the team?
Actually, a lot better than I think we anticipated. You know, we see the teams that have come in and we thought it's going to be a bit of a tough weekend, but we're here for the team spirit and just here to have a good time. But actually, we've come away so far with 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss.
Yeah.
And the loss is to Nottingham, who are sitting at the top, I believe. So It's been a much better weekend than we actually anticipated. So I think, we're sat 5th now and we've got 3 games today. Ice Crushers are first. So, really good.
Yeah, as you say, Nottingham kind of a team to beat right now. Plus, they're in a division higher, so that's not a bad set of results really. And as you say, going into this final day, there's a chance to maybe sneak into a top 4 and make the semi-finals.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got Ice Crushers, Bristol, and Streatham. So, Ice Crushers, we're hopefully looking to win that one. Streatham could be a bit of a competitive game, but again, hopefully looking for a win. And then Bristol, we're not too sure about. We've not really come up against them except for last season when we came and played the tournament. So that one, I think we're just going to wing it, see how it goes. But all in all, good weekend. Much better results than we anticipated.
Well, best of luck with that. Now, looking at the whole of last season, it's been quite a good upturn of results for Oxford, hasn't it?
Yeah, much better season. At the end of last season, we made the decision to split Oxford into the development team and the Midnights. We've got the Shining and the Midnights. So it means that we've got a much better filter coming up through to the Midnights. I'm just working with that and a new coach. So, a much better season. We've got a lot more wins out of the season than we thought. We've scored more goals than we probably ever have in any season. So, I think it was the right decision to make, and I think it's proving well. And hopefully next season we'll creep higher in the league and keep working and chipping away at that.
Well, best of luck with that, and thank you for your time for allowing me to catch up with you.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
Day 2 got underway with host Bristol gaining a 3-0 win over Cambridge. Becky Osmond scored a short-handed goal 20 seconds in before Ash Loftus converted an Emily Benson pass at 5:56 for a 2-goal lead. Rachel Moore made it 3 soon after. Next up, Nottingham saw off Streatham 4-0. Sarah Kimber put home Olivia Ox's assist 5 seconds in to set the Vipers on their way. Robin Mullen then made it 2-0 at 12:17 before Oxley scored on a power play a couple of minutes later for 3. Mullen then converted a penalty shot inside the final 2 minutes to complete the scoring. Caledonia and the select team played out an entertaining game which saw both sides combine for 7 goals. Queen Bee's youngster Cadence Deer, who looked impressive throughout the weekend, set up Telford's Letitia Liu 2 minutes in to give the select team the lead. Caledonia hit back soon after with 4 unanswered goals. Jordan Troop had the Queen's back level 90 seconds later before wee Jess Bridger added to her growing goals collection from Aisling Rafter's pass. Irish international Laura O'Sullivan made it 3-1 from a Laurie Ellis pass before Rafter assisted on Marissa Charlot's goal just after the game's midpoint. Letitia Liu scored her second of the game just over a minute later before Megan Beagle set up another Queen Bees youngster, Josie Clark-Pyatt, with a minute to go in one of the weekend's most thrilling games. Oxford beat the Ice Crushers 2-1 in the following game. Amy Jackson set up Sarah Taylor for an Ice Crushers lead, but Harriet Jones and Charley Clements combined with Lucy Smythe for the equaliser at 6:50. Jay Rance scored the game-winning goal 4 minutes later. Cambridge secured a 5-0 win over Bristol 2. Josie Milton, fed by Rachel Holland, and Sophie Heather, assisted by Katie Cartledge, scored twice in the opening 30 seconds to give the Kodiaks a lead. Cartledge then scored just past the midpoint when Heather assisted on her goal. Finnish forward Saara Karvonen scored at 13:51 from Alicia Anderson before Ellie Goldstone completed the scoring 2 minutes later. Bristol 1 grabbed a 3-0 win over the select team. Ellen Pereira-Murray scored from Shannon Priest at 8:48, with Ash Loftus and Becky Osman also scoring to make it 3-0. Caledonia then became the first team to take any points off Nottingham and avoid defeat with a goalless draw before the Ice Crushers closed out the first session with a 2-0 win over Streatham. Zuzana Dobrovolna gave the Ice Crushers the lead against her club side, with Debbie Evans and Amy Jackson getting the assists. Kelly Stevenson added a second at 7:40 from a pass by Telford's Barbara McInnes. One of the new teams for this season were the Ice Crushers, a team made up of players who are over 40 and represent GB at international level. I was able to talk with two of their founder members, Sue Parsons and Sue Nicholson, who gave me a history of how the team came into being, as well as the enjoyment these sorts of tournaments provide for their team. Welcome to Ice Maidens, where today I'm catching up with Ice Crushers there, Sue Parsons and Sue Nicholson. Thank you both for joining me. It's been an interesting weekend, hasn't it? And the Ice Crushers have been very much a part of it.
Yeah, we certainly have. We started recruiting players for the Ice Crushers last year, and the team grew and grew, and we entered a team this year, and we've come 7th. Well, I say we actually played for Streatham Storm because they were short of players, and the Crushers had enough players.
So we had a team of 13 here from all over the country. So we had people from up north, from Scotland, from Blackpool, from Solent. We come from all different ice rinks.
Yeah, Mo Muir and Amanda Murdoch are very much familiar with myself, as I've been away quite a bit. But as you say, it's a collection of players from around the country. It's nice, isn't it, to be able to bring everyone in together like that.
It's fantastic. I mean, the idea behind it is the over 40 women can come back and play hockey. We've had girls returning after 20 years of not playing. And as you say, we've attracted players from all over the place.
Yeah, well, and that's great to hear. And I mean, performance-wise, I mean, there were some really close games out there, wasn't there? So the team acquitted themselves well.
Yeah, there's a lot of very good players. There's a lot of, trying to think of the word, like intelligence about how they play. You don't have to be the fastest or the fittest if you know where to be and how to read what's happening in front of you. And so that experience doesn't go away just because you got older.
And the good thing is we don't train together as the Crushers. We just turn up, rock up. We rocked up in Italy. We had one training session where a couple of us had met before. So it's your past experience. It takes a little while to gel sometimes. A lot of us are older. I'm the oldest, 63. But it doesn't matter because we've got all that experience. We enjoy playing hockey together. It's intuitive.
It is, and that's what it's about. And you said last year you recruited players to come in. How many members do you have now?
Well, membership is difficult because what we've called ourselves is a community because people are crying out all over the country to be part of this. What we're going to be is a tournament team. So we went to the World Winter Games Masters in January. We took a team of 20 plus players with the Ice Crushers logo. We were called Ice Crushers GBR. We played against a team from America and a team from Canada in the World Winter Games, and we walked away with a silver medal.
That's great, really good. Especially, as you say, still a relatively new team in that respect, aren't they? So
it was brand new. It was brand new, and it was first come, first serve. There were no trials. It was first come, first serve, which was fine for the first lot. But this time we've had so many people asking, so probably next time this tournament takes place, we'll have 2 teams. I would like an over 50s and an over 40s, but it might be a north and a south. But we just want to embrace women playing hockey as older women and just enjoying themselves. Even on the bench today, we went to thank the people who were doing the timekeeping and the clock and the stats. And they just said, it's just so nice seeing you all smile and have fun together. It was really nice. And we might be coming off with another team who's our teammate. Just give them a hug. Yeah. But that's what this game's about.
It really is, yeah, it's great to see. If a player is over 40 and wants to join the Ice Crushers, how do they do?
We have Facebook and we have Instagram accounts, and they'll link you to an email. and they can get in contact with us. And we're calling it the Ice Crushers Community because there's a lot of women over 40 out there, and there are a lot of people out there who want to support us in our mission and what we're doing. We're not in any financial game. You can't join straight away as a player. We've got a couple of tournaments. Catherine's got her eye on a tournament in
Iceland.
Next month.
That's in September.
We've got our eyes on another tournament in Czechoslovakia, something else in America next year. So who knows? But we're a tournament team. Maybe tournament teams.
Well, that's great to hear. Keep up the great work and hope to see you again next year.
Thank you. Thank you for your interest.
The Ice Crushers 2 Sues there. The final session saw 6 more games which all had a bearing on the final standings. Bristol 1 beat Oxford 3-0 to clinch second spot. Shannon Priest gave Bristol the lead 1 minute 53 in before she turned provider with Mila Peroni to set up Ellen Pereira-Mori. The Huskies youngster scored twice in 44 seconds when she put home Becky Osmond's pass. The select team beat Bristol 2, 1-0, thanks to an Eleanor Shaw goal at 14:50 before Nottingham and Cambridge played out an entertaining 1-1 draw. Saara Karvonen gave the Kodiaks a lead at 13:13 before Robin Mullen equalised for the Vipers off a Sarah Kimber feed with just over a minute remaining. Caledonia completed their schedule with a 3-0 win over Bristol 2. Jordan Troop gave the Queens the lead 10 seconds in, with Jess Bridger and Laurie Ellis getting the assist. Ellis then made it 2, with Laura O'Sullivan and Nastia Shvedova combining to set her up, before Bridger added a third from an O'Sullivan assist soon after. Streatham beat Oxford 1-0 in a game which confirmed the Storm's involvement in the semi-finals at their opponent's expense. Anya O'Kane scoring the only goal at 4:28. The select team ensured they would end the weekend with 2 wins after they secured a 3-1 win over the Ice Crushers. Eleanor Shaw scored 5 minutes and 4 seconds into the game, but Mo Muir responded 9 seconds later to tie things up. Shaw netted for a second time at 13:09, with Julie Saint registering an assist, while Emily Luck completed the scoring 3 minutes later to end the main schedule of the weekend. Streatham Storm finished 4th and made the semi-finals, but then ran into a strong Nottingham side and suffered a 1-0 loss. Kaylee Bickle scored the only goal for the Vipers off a Gemma Dilly assist at 2:08. However, the South London side were proud of the effort, and after the game, I got to talk to goalie Juliana Cudini and defender Alexis Butler.
Welcome to Ice Mates, where today I'm catching up with Streatham Storm duo goalie Juliana Cudini. Thank you both for joining me. How's the weekend going?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were originally a little bit short on players, but we really kind of showed up. And I think despite having a short bench, we really gave everything. I mean, every single game, we really thought that was the last in the tank, and then we'd play another one, and then more would come back. So I think that was a huge takeaway, is that we just never stopped putting in effort. What do you think?
Yeah, really proud of everyone. We came in this with no expectations. It was a challenge to make it here at all, but we did, and we made it, and we did great. Proud of everyone.
And your last sort of game throughout the league stage of the competition against Oxford, that was like a winner takes all, wasn't it? And you have to win to get to the semi-finals.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we honestly didn't even see it that way. It was just kind of like, this is either going to be our last game or we're going to have one more. And we kind of just looked at it like that, like it was just another game. And I think that helped because we just didn't get in our heads with it at all. And yeah, I think it was like some really kind of dirty, well, not dirty, but like hard puck battles. And I was really surprised with how much people had left to give in that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a bit of fun at the end of the season as well, isn't it? Getting the teams together, it's kind of marks the end of the season before we head into. How was the regular season?
Yeah, I mean, we've had highs and lows, I think. We were a relatively, I guess, new team in that we hadn't all played together before. I mean, I came up from Dev, and Alexis, you didn't play with us last year either. Yeah, I mean, I think it took us a little bit to like find our stride. But like, by the end, we kind of just like we're on a high. It was a really nice way to end the season. And I think it has really good promise for next season.
excited to see where it goes.
Yeah.
So you ended the season on high, and that's something form you can carry into next season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really exciting. I think there's a good momentum in Storm as a whole. And I'm really excited to kind of maybe play some more matches next season with the new teams coming in. So I think it's really exciting.
Thank you both for joining me, and I wish you the best of luck for next season.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks.
The second semi-final saw Bristol 1 beat Cambridge 3-0. Sarah Jane Fletcher gave the Huskies an early lead a couple of minutes in, with Becky Osman assisting. Becky York added a second just over a minute later, before Shannon Priest made the game safe just after the midpoint when she put home another Osman assist. Like Caledonia, Cambridge Kodiaks were making their WNIHL debut this season, and the two met in Sheffield earlier this month at the playoffs. Cambridge are a team that have made quite an impact during their first 12 months, and they finished third at the Bristol tournament as well. After their semi-final game, I spoke with Finnish forward Saara Karvonen and Katie Goodwin.
Let's go.
Hello and welcome to Ice Maiden, where today I'm catching up with Kodiaks pair, Saara Karvonen and Katie Goodwin. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Weekend of hockey here in Bristol. What's your thoughts been on?
I mean, it's been good. It's been so much fun. We started yesterday with basically tying every game pretty much. And today I think we've had actually really good games. So yeah, it's been very fun. There's been really good hockey. We came quite short bench, but it's been actually really good. So yeah.
Yeah, I think like the mentality going into this was just to have fun. And I think we've achieved that, like, you know, equal ice time for everyone, just like rolling the lines. It's not really thinking too much into the results. So for us to get so far, it's actually been really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, semi-final. I mean, that's really good. You gave Bristol a lot of stuff to run out as well.
Yeah.
Where they just got that go-ahead goal. But you've got to be proud of how you.
Yeah, proud of everyone, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, everyone stepped up a lot.
Yeah. We didn't have any plans. Like, we just came here.
We had no expectations. Yeah. It was just, let's have fun.
Yeah.
Obviously, our regular season's finished, so we just got together and, just had a good weekend.
Was it good? I mean, 3 weeks after the playoff weekend, still quite close, so is it kind of nice if you can relax a little bit more, enjoy it a little bit more when there's not so much riding on it?
Yeah, exactly. There's no pressure. It's just for fun.
You notice the difference, like with playoffs, it was, it was like high stress and things like that. And this weekend, like everyone's a lot more relaxed. And I think you can even see it in our playing style. Like, we're just having fun out there. And it's nice to see everyone just enjoying themselves.
Now, if we look at the regular season, year one for the Kodiaks, how's that gone?
I think we smashed our expectations.
It's been
100%.
amazing. Yeah.
Like when we started in the summer, we were really struggling to like get people, and we had a photo of everyone in our like first session, and it was like 5 people.
Yeah.
And then just throughout the season, we've just developed so much. And I mean, it's due to like the great coaching, like George, got an amazing captain, Christina. Our progression throughout the season has just been incredible. We're really happy.
Yeah.
And obviously, slightly disappointing, I guess, not to have finished promotion. I suppose it would have been a bonus if you wasn't expecting, but it bodes well for next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a really good experience going in the first season straight away to playoffs was really good. And it was a really close game anyway, because it went to overtime. So honestly, it was a really good game. We didn't win this time, but hopefully we go.
Yeah, it was disappointing, but we've set ourselves up well for next season, definitely.
Yeah. Wish you all the very best of luck for next season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The Nottingham Vipers arrived into Bristol as the tournament's defending champions. They looked on for a repeat as they claimed top spot in the standings and were unbeaten across their 8 group games. But in the final with the Huskies, we were treated to one of the best final 5 minutes of hockey played anywhere across the UK this year. After a goalless first period, Robin Mullen gave the Vipers a lead with 2 minutes 37 remaining in the second. But Becky Osman tied the game virtually straight from the ensuing face-off. With the Vipers having gone close to finding an even later winner soon after, Emily Benson collected the puck from Becky Osman before advancing up the ice, going past several players before rifling home from an almost impossible angle to win the tournament for the Huskies with 23 seconds to go. Here is the commentary from myself and Aisling Rafter from what was that dramatic winning goal.
Benson, who's Pinching in, inside the final 30 seconds. Still with Emily Benson, drifts wide, gets a shot off, and scores! Oh my word, what a finish. From what looks an almost impossible angle, Emily Benson has just rifled that one into the top corner, where Mama keeps the best cookies.
A blocker shot that's very difficult to save, and you know that player has done an excellent, just to look up, see where she's shooting, and she's put it home. 23 seconds left in the clock, Adam. The chances are slim to get this tying goal here, but as a stop clock, we've got anything could happen here.
Quite a way to win the game. After the game, I spoke with Bristol Huskies player of the game, Ash Loftus, but first I spoke with Vipers Canadian forward, Robin Mullen.
Welcome to Ice Maidens, where tonight I'm catching up with Nottingham Vipers superstar, Robin Mullen. So first of all, Robin, thank you for joining me.
No problem at all.
Well, you were here in Bristol, post-game from the tournament.
Yes.
Fantastic game of hockey, we just seen in the final there, but a great weekend as well.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic weekend, it always is. We love coming here as a team. I'm very proud of our team. Obviously, it's not the result we wanted, losing in the final, but you couldn't have asked for a better game. Really tight, close, end-to-end, very close game. It's been a fantastic weekend of hockey. I'm very proud of our team and what we've accomplished this weekend. It's been incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it literally could have gone either way at one point, couldn't it? I mean, chances for both teams. You had chances, Bristol had chances. And in the end, it was Bristol who got the winner with, 23 seconds to go. But, yeah. I mean, it must be great playing in them sort of games, yeah?
Yeah, no, it's been really, really great. I mean, the last time we played Bristol here in the season, we lost like 13-0. So, I mean, we've done incredibly well this weekend. I'm so proud of the team. It's been fantastic. The tempo was high and everybody worked their hearts out. Yeah, you won this tournament last year, so I'm guessing next year you want to try and claim it back? Absolutely. We obviously came here to go back to back, but it wasn't to be. But we'll hopefully be back next season to claim that title again. Now, you touched on the regular season there. Yeah. How did that go for the Vipers overall? I mean, we finished, I think, second to the bottom. I mean, it wasn't the best in results, but I think we won in a lot of other ways. We recently went independent from our junior club. So it was all about rebuilding and increasing women's involvement. So we grew our numbers. So greater than, I think, more than 70 female players participating in our program now. So we're onwards and upwards to great things moving forward. Yeah. So a bright future for the club. And looking forward to next season? Absolutely. This is the start of it. This gets us going and we're already bursting to get things started for next season. Absolutely. Well, I want to wish you the best of luck for that, Robin, and thank you very much for your time. No problem. Thanks for having me. Welcome to Ice Maiden, where tonight I am catching up with Bristol Huskies MVP, Ash Loftus. So first of all, Ash, thank you for joining me. Very kind of you.
Thanks, all right.
Well, where do we start with that one? A thrilling final and a Huskies win.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm shaking a little bit. Very tense, quite fast. We lost to Nottingham last year in the final, and the year before that, I think it was Nottingham. I can't remember. GB 16. Okay, yeah. But yeah, it was nice to finally get a win on home ice as well. Yeah, it must be fantastic. A great crowd. It was very noisy in here, a lot of support. Yeah. But I mean, having gone that goal down with just a couple of minutes to go, your heart must have sank. But what a way to come back! What was it, 20 odd seconds later or something? When you got the equaliser? I can't even, off the top of my head, I can't even remember who scored. Oh, I just remember Emily Benson scoring an absolute rocket, so fair play to her. Yeah, I mean, that's the way to win it as well, isn't it? Well, it's 23 seconds to go or something. Yeah, so. It was amazing. So And it's been the culmination of what's been a really good weekend of hockey once again, isn't it? Yeah, of course. I think we only lost one throughout the whole weekend, drawn a few, but it was all the girls were short bench. All the girls have been great. It's been amazing all weekend. So. Now you were named MVP in that final, so that must be quite a nice thing to take away. Yeah, it was a little bit of a shock, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it. I get really embarrassed with stuff like that, so okay. But yeah, it was really nice end to the season for the win, for the MVP, and yeah.
Well, trust me, it was very well deserved. A great performance from yourself personally and as well from your teammates collectively. If we just have a look at how the Huskies season went now. I mean, finished third in the regular season and then got to the playoff semi-finals. But how do you think it went overall?
It was a tough It was tough, to be fair. We went into games with a lot of injuries and a lot of people out. But I think we got the results when it mattered. And we would have preferred maybe higher than third, but also we went to the playoffs, got not into the final, which was disappointing, but we've all enjoyed the season. We've worked hard together. And all played for each other, basically.
Yeah, that's great. And, I mean, it was quite close at the top between yourselves, Swindon and Kingston. You probably expect it to be the same again next year.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that we can maybe add to the team next year, get a bit stronger, come into the season raring to go, and maybe get the top spot, go to playoffs again.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Well, I wish you the best of luck for that. And thank you for joining me,
Thank
MVP.
you very much for having me.
That wraps it up then for our Bristol tournament review. We'll be back next week with the Sheffield tournament, so please do check in and listen to that one. Bye for now.
Please make sure you're following us across all social media platforms
to keep you fully up to date with all things WNIHL.
On Facebook,
follow Ice Maidens, the voice of women's ice hockey,
and check out the website at icemaidens.wordpress.com.
On Instagram and on Twitter.
You can find the podcast
at ZPG Ice Maidens.
And for YouTube,
you can subscribe to Zero Pucks Given.
Please like, follow, share and subscribe.
It all does wonders for spreading the good word
of the ZPG network.
Sports Social Podcast Network.